Hello everyone, it's been a few weeks. I'm slowly re-entering society and remembering what real life is like after finally completing my binge watch of Hunter x Hunter. It was an immensely enjoyable ride, and I'm glad I finally got around to it after having heard its name for ages. However, as you can probably tell from my content and the fact I'm only watching it now, I've never really been engaged in shonen discourse to any significant degree. So one thing that surprised me a little was that there's almost no in-depth discussion with regards to its music. Music is essential in general, but I feel like especially for long series such as Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, Naruto, etc., you are able to gain a very intimate and close connection with individual pieces. Everyone has their own favorite, the one that is emblematic of what they love about the show, of the many moments it is paired with through its individual composition and connection to when it is utilized. The music of Hunter x Hunter, composed by Yoshihisa Hirono, notable for his contributions to Death Note and Ouran High School Host Club among many others, crafts a diverse range of well-suited characters. His experience with classical music is clear, no surprise as a graduate of Juilliard and Eastman, ranging from implied quotations to direct ones. But there's also jazzier elements and more rock-influenced ones as well. It certainly has a sense of singular personality, for instance many pieces build upon one basic building block with a gradual ebb and flow, but overall evades the description of one note. I can't claim I love every track or don't think that some tracks are somewhat overutilized, but the finest moments of its music stand strongly among my favorite elements of the show overall. So what I really want to say is this is my favorite track in Hunter x Hunter. Beyond the Seas is one of the earliest pieces we are introduced to, coming in around the 7-minute mark of the first episode as Gon sets out with his lofty goal of becoming a hunter, and also one of the last we hear, 15 minutes into the finale as Jing tells Gon of the exciting and vast world that lies beyond what he knows. And all throughout the series, the piece remains a relative constant. I think the piece very aptly echoes the greater thematic center of Hunter x Hunter as a series, as well as encapsulating the sense of this grand journey we are brought along for the ride with. It sets the stage with held notes in the strings, quiet but with a sense of great anticipation. It sits firmly on C, held in different octaves in the string section, implying the key that note holds, which is confirmed by what follows. C major, for the uninitiated, is the musical key most would describe as home. With no sharps or flats in the key signature, it is the key that is built upon, so to speak, for all further tonal developments. It's been associated with innocence and purity, strength and regret. What key could be more apt for a child leaving home and setting out on a journey that will put all those attributes to the test? Above the well-voiced strings, which give us a sense of grounding and tonal context, enters the woodwinds. The initial melody is led by the flute, with a responsive refrain from the oboe, as the brass gradually builds up to a restrained climax, one that also establishes the timpani. In this introductory melodic line, we see established what is the running theme of this piece, an ebb and flow, or climb and descent, which is the pattern to all the smaller musical ideas as well as the structure of the piece on a whole. To me, this is an extremely apt depiction of the idea of individual journeys, arcs if you will, as we see the many adventures Gon and his friends embark on, each with their own individual climaxes, but ultimately all part of a greater whole. The piece ends exactly the way it starts, a brief fade out giving the feeling of not conclusion, but merely a resting point. An eye turned to the next high and low that awaits us on the grand journey of life itself. And Hunter x Hunter really is about the journey, not the destination, something made explicitly clear on many occasions over the course of its 148 episode runtime. It's not all sunshine and roses though, we know there are thorns along the way, here shown in the brief departure into the neighbor key of A minor. Because the strings are only holding a C, not the entire chord, this note is easily recontextualized, and the transition is seamless thanks to their close relation. The joyous and macabre, two sides of the same coin, and the piece taps into this element repeatedly. For every major, there is a minor, and we're not talking about Gon's age. After that, the horns push and pull 3 times in a 2-note pattern that ascends in pace and overall volume like a call to adventure. It continues this alteration, this back and forth, between the distinct timbres of these instrumental families. What I love about its growing sense of excitement, established largely through the brass and timpani, paired with the seemingly wistful melodies expressed through the flute and woodwinds, is that it crafts a piece both reflective and forward-looking. It simultaneously embodies the many adventures had and the many adventures to be had. It was striking and inspiring and immediately grabbed me the very first time I heard it, and resonates with me even more so looking back at it after finishing the series. It's hard to listen to it and not get the chills, to not feel nostalgic, to not desire my own adventure, to not appreciate the ever-continuing, exciting journeys that lie before and behind us. And that's why it's my favorite piece in Hunter x Hunter.
You